Hey, how's it all going out there in YouTube land again? And welcome back to another episode of whatever we're going to do today. And yeah, what are we going to do today? I'm at a bit of a loose end, to be fair. I've just finished this old sheath, the old Mark 1 Hunter leather stacked handle. That's the other part of it there, yeah. So I was just having a clean up after that, to be fair. And yeah, I'm uploading that little video now. But I don't have fast internet, so that'll take most of the day. And I found this little piece of steel here. And if my memory doesn't serve me right, because I got no idea what I was doing with it. I think it was the offcut of making those two that I made. Yeah, so actually got no idea. But anyway, here it is. I think that's what it was, maybe. Don't know. Anyway, back to the point. So I'm pretty sure it's been annealed by the look of it. Yeah, it's not really escaping that file. So by the look of it, it's been annealed. It's just a piece of old car spring off a Toyota Hilux, I think. Yeah, about 6mm thick. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is just make a little EDC out of it. See how it goes. Just a wee little knife. I did have a pattern, I think, but I can't remember where it is. So I'm just going to make it as I go. See what happens. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. We'll try and keep it 15 minute, like I say, or have said before. Never succeeded, so it could be, yeah, go forever. But never mind, there it is. I'm going to take that. I'm thinking I'll put it in a PVC sheath and I'll put a paracord handle on it. See how it comes out. Anyway, let's go. Let's do it. Let's get stuck in. So let's chuck the old improvised surface grinding attachment on the 2x72. Probably seen it in other videos or whatever. And chuck on what's left of the old Trizac belt. Get rid of that. And yeah, see what happens. So if you can see that in the video, you're going to stick that little bit of blade on there. I find, just personal experience, that sometimes when these things heat up, they lose a bit of magnetism and they'll slide off, especially on my little attachment here. So what I do is just use a thin piece of sheet metal. Oh jeepers, it's too close. And I stick it underneath it, just tends to hold it. Gets more on the magnets. So I'm just going to flatten that off, give it a bit of a surface. And something to mark out my pattern on. Yeah, let's do that. So you might note there, normally I'll get away with just doing the surface on the old Trizac. But yeah, I've flogged away on that Trizac for the last 8 months probably, and it's done yeah, quite a lot of work, and she's getting a bit worn out, so I went to the 120. But anyway, we've got something we can work with. So if you can see that, close in a bit, I'm just going to round that off. I'm just making this up as I go because I've got no idea what I'm doing. Just something that looks good and fits in the hand, yeah. I'll round that off, try and keep as much of the point as I can. I like to do a sort of a drop point. So we'll see how it comes up, See if we can keep enough point there, I don't know. Like I said, I've got no idea what concept I had in my mind when I initially wanted to make this. But here it is. So normally I'll grab a ruler. Due to the size of my hand, I tend to go 120, but I've only got 95 for a handle here, so it's going to have to do. Got a bit of a hole there, which we're just going to have to live with. And like I said, probably put a paracord handle on it so it can be straightish. Yeah, round it off here. I might have to file that because I've only got a 20mm small wheel. And we'll just make a little, don't know what we'll call it. Something like that, yeah? What do you think? Good enough? Yeah, we'll give it a go, eh? So that's a shape done roughly out, and if you can see that in the video, I've just put, I've folded that out, put a couple of notches there just for the paracord to go in. So now we're banging it in the old Bosch PBD 40, and I'll try and get the biggest hole I can in the end there, just so if that shows up, to stick the paracord through, and then it's hardening and tempering time. Yes, let's do it. Yeah. Nice. Rightio, harden and temper time. So I'll start by giving it a bit of a harden. Try not to burn our eyebrows off like last time. But yeah, so we'll give her a harden and put her in the canola oil. Watch some of my other videos, you've probably seen it all before, and then we'll go in the old benchtop oven for 2 hour cycles, about 195, 200 degrees C. Let's get stuck in. So yeah, this is hard and done. Definitely skates a file now. So my oven here is up to temperature, one would hope. So put that into there. We'll leave it for 2 hour cycles. Turn her off, come back and do it again, yeah? Don't forget to turn that round, which I've done before. Probably a bit dark and dingy in here, you probably can't see anything. But there we go. So that stage is done. And from there, what we'll do, we're going to put the bevels on, give it a bit of a polish, and wrap a paracord handle on it. Yeah, all good. All right, So I've given that a bit of a lick up on the old Abbott Ashby, the old 200mm bench grinder, I think they call them, with a spindle and polishing gear on it. So not too bad, to say the least. It's pretty good. Not a bad little shape, actually. So I'm just going to put a centre line on here because it's time to just roughly, so I'm not too worried about this little experimental blade. Get a nice little mark there we can follow to, and we'll grind our bevel on. You can see that. What I do like to do is, most of it's freehand grinding, but I do put on one of these if I can find a sort of a file guide that I've made up. Get it around about where I want. I think I want a little bit there. Could have put a sharpening choil in it, but I didn't. Like I say, it'll be right. Just an experimenting little CDC. And that'll do. Let's go and grind the bevel. So there it is. There's a bevel ground on it, and yeah, fair to say, hanging the old action cam out of the ceiling like that probably wasn't the best camera angle. It got a little too much head in the shot, so you only really saw me grinding one side. But yeah, I think we're going to blow out the 15-minute mark, so nobody's probably watching anyway. But if you are, thanks for hanging around. And it didn't turn out too bad. Quite happy with it where it's at, to be fair. Got a bit of a distal taper there, what I wanted. So yeah, sort of pretty good. Happy with that. That's that side. A little bit of a thing there. And we'll get over to try and get the light. A little bit of a notch there, but yeah, not too bad. Yeah. I don't really want to hand sand it. I normally get to this stage and think, yeah, I'm not going to hand sand it, and then I get to here and yeah, I just really feel like I have to because it's the right thing to do. So I'll get stuck in and give that a hand sand and see what comes out of that, and then we'll wrap the paracord handle on it. So yeah, if anybody's interested in the belt progression, what I used was a 40 grit Cubitron, to start, just to take the rough edge off. And I've gone to a 60 grit, and I'm trialling out some zirconia because they're a little bit cheaper. So I've gone to the 60 grit, and then I've gone to a 120 zirconia again. Didn't work too bad, quite happy with it. Then I've gone back to the old Trizac. You might note, I just pointed out there's little dips and notches and everything else in it. That's due to the fact that the zirconia is sort of, I've flogged it to death in the middle. It's sort of worn out unevenly, so it didn't really work. It's time for a new one. But yeah, having that said, of course, it's epic hand sand time. Other points to note, if you're new to doing this, if you're not new to doing this, just fast forward and watch the end. If you're new to doing this, you want to have fresh belts. You don't want to be using flogged out ones like I was, because that's where you'll get the issues on that too. When you're sanding it, if you can get rhino wet, you can't go wrong with that either. You just want to use this stuff like it's worth nothing. Rhino wet's not that expensive really. And don't flog out on old stuff. You'll be here forever. What I'm going to do is probably go about, I think, a 120 or 180 down 240 and probably go down to 400, do a Scotch Brite finish, because that's what I do. Yeah, and also that's all I got. So that's what we're going to do. So yeah, let's go. Rightio, so it's paracord wrapping time. Done a bit of hand sanding. Naturally, there's a lot more to hand sanding than what you've seen, but it gets a bit boring and people tend to switch off, including me. Yeah, I might have put your crook on there as well. You might have read the little note. It was not the zirconia that's worn out. Those belts are going pretty good, actually, to be fair. Quite happy with them. It's a Trizac is worn in the middle, and that's why I've got those little notches and so forth and so on. So, yeah, got myself a bit of paracord here. I've got, if you've looked at my video, the River Fine project, you'll note that I did black and red, yeah. This time I'm doing blue, as you can probably note from here. If I can remember how to do it, but I think I'll get it. Yep, so plenty of videos online about doing this as well. Sometimes people will wrap a layer of like black or something under there first, but I'm not going to do that because it's so small. This knife's quite tiny, just a little wee EDC. I'm going to have a look at how this turns out before I get too carried away with that. The other thing I'm thinking is that it'd probably get a bit of abuse, being one of my knives, and there'd be a tendency to get a bit of water in there, and I want to see be able to spray a bit of silicone or WD-40 in there just to avoid any rust. Oh yeah, this being a that didn't work. This being a 1084, or no, it's not actually, cast spring. High carbon steel, put it that way, it's susceptible to rust. So we'll get this going, see what it comes out like. Shouldn't be too bad. I've no idea how much to put on there, so I'm just using all of it. Not happy with that at all. Got to get him in the middle, yeah. Better up. This thing's come to pieces. Never mind, we'll work with it. Right, it should be better. Back at you. This thing hopefully doesn't come undone again. We'll remedy that one day, no doubt. Not today. if you got this far, we're still hanging around. Will I be inducted into the Paracord Wrapping Handle Hall of Fame anytime soon? Probably not, but I'm happy with that. It's good enough. What I will attempt to do, I may have to go and get my laptop because I can't remember how to do them. Snake knots in the end at some stage. I can never remember. I've done a few in my day, but not that many. For the life of me, I have to look it up every time. So we're nearly at the end of the build. I've put my maker's mark on, which you didn't see. But I've got a video on that on the online there. That won't go through the hole, but I had a feeling that may happen. I may have to point that in with a bit of flame. So yeah, so what we'll do from here, I'll put some snake knots on it, if I can remember how. And we'll call it a day, I think. Do a little outro, do some close-ups, and that'll be that. And I'll save the old sheath. Oh no, it's come off for another day, yeah. That's why. Stupid though. Oh yeah, all good, eh? Hopefully that'll work. Now what I've got to do is get that through one more time and just knot it in there, if you know what I'm saying. Cool. So that's the handle. I'm happy with that. Like I said, yep, we'll go and do some close-ups and whatever else, and we'll finish it there. So there we go, all but done. Decided not to do the snake knots because they came out a little bit too bulky for me, and I didn't really like them. I'm not a great lanyard fan at the best of times, but so we'll just call that a day there. Singe the ends, do an outro, and think about the next move. Nice. So there it is. That's what you've just been watching. So yeah, I've got my handle wrapped on, as you've just seen. Cut the ends. Happy with that. And yeah, got the blade looking not too bad actually. Not a bad little shape. The handle sort of thought it'd be too short, but it's not too bad. It feels quite good in the hand. So that's all good. Put my maker's mark on. Like I said, got a video on there somewhere about how to do that, but that's all good. A few little scratches in there, which I'll have to tidy up. It's one of those little things, tweak it up. So naturally, yeah, and that's about it. So you probably see a close-up of that at the end. And yeah, there it is. So like I said, we'll do an outro and job done for the day, yeah? Cool. So we'll wrap it up there. There it is, little EDC. Simple enough little project, really, not too bad. Quite happy with it. Would have probably taken a day and a half to make it. And that's including the tempering time and all the rest of it. So yeah, not a little bad project if you're thinking of getting into it. Yeah, easy enough to do. Feels good in the hand, like I just said. Not a bad little blade. I'm happy with that. Very happy with it. I did say at the beginning of the video I put a PVC sheath on it, but thinking about it now, yeah, I might go back to put a leather sheath on it, but that'll be another video, yeah. So we'll do something with that. Put it in. Naturally, it needs a sharpen. Yeah, that'll come later too. So that's about it for the little CDC. Yeah, something I found, didn't know I had, forgot about it, and here it is. Made a nice little knife out of it. So yeah, hope this video's found you safe and well, and everybody's happy. And thanks for watching. And yeah, until next time, take it easy, eh?